Yo, what is going on everyone? It's another video here from the MrDisRegard, and basically we're going to talk to you about things I've learned, things I like, and things that I think that are going to make this game a little bit different from the rest of any other kind of Call of Duty game that's probably come to mind. So at the beginning I was a little bit skeptical. I was a bit like, this is a bit too slow, this is a little too, how can you put it, it's a little bit, it's not as much as I thought it was going to be at first. Obviously, being a beta and everything else, I didn't want to rush into my decision. I didn't want to, um, you know, over forward it. And I was a little bit taken by it. I was a little bit gutted that you can't do slide cancelling. I was a little bit gutted that you can't do this, that, and the other. But as always, we have come through with a little bit of this news, and I have figured out a way that you can do slide cancelling in game. So even though the jumping is really, really OP at the moment, I don't know if it's going to be changed, ready for when they're released in a month's time. But in all honesty, I was a little bit taken back by when I figured out that, certain things in this game where you can do different settings and everything else. And things I've come across and things that like I've seen and different things that that I've seen online and different things that obviously my friends have stated as well. So I've tested. I tell you what, let's talk about the guns first. So as you can see with when you go over to progression, I have got 100% platform mastery for the beta, and I have tested every gun possible in the game. So let's start off with the M4. The M4 has always been your base, go straight to kind of gun. And in all fairness, it's very good. It's all around a very good gun. But what I like about this now is you can change the receiver on guns. So it's kind of like you can use an M4, put an M16 receiver or an F-TAC Recon receiver there, or an FS8H onto it as well, which is just mind blowing. It's next level kind of stuff. So I got that one maxed out, and then I thought, which one should I try next? So I tried the M16. I really enjoyed that. The 3 burst, it could be a little bit more powerful, only because at distance you seem to be doing more bursts to kill than you would up close. The 5.56 Icarus is an all-around LMG, an amazing gun. I didn't get a chance to use the other one. But I did try it briefly. It's not as good as the Icarus, but it's on the same kind of power. But being a beta, you got to take it all with a pinch of salt. The F-TAC Recon is an all-around battle rifle god. Like, I really enjoy it. You put a suppressor on that thing, the gun does not kick up as much as you want it to. Like, it reduces the kick a lot. Does get rid of the fire, the damage at range, but in all honesty, you can deal with that because 9 times out of 10 they are like one shot to the head to kill. And then we come down to the one of the best submachine guns that I have used in this beta, which is Hurricane. And I'll tell you one thing, when I say it is one of the best, it is probably one of the best. I haven't had the chance to use any of the others. They're all locked. It says that I've unlocked the oh god, what's it called? It's gone off my head now. I'll tell you now, actually. The Luckman sub, which would be unlocked at like 25, but the one that they said I could use was this, the Luckman 762, which was released at level 16. And if I went over to my progression, it says that I've completed level 16. But unfortunately it never gave me the gun, so unfortunately I weren't able to use that. In all honesty, I've been able to use the majority of things: pistols, the beta pistol, which is a fully automatic pistol, also the AK-74U, but they've called it the Gustav 74U. I don't know why. It's always been the AK-74U. There's no point in changing it. But yeah, like, all in all, I'm really impressed with the game. So this is the beta, one of the beta pistols you get. I believe it is the X13 Auto, when you go onto the armory, it comes up with a side impact, which in all honesty is a really good gun. You don't even have to change anything, but you can't anyway because it's built for the beta, so you can't really change much. The X13 as well, all around an amazing gun. I'm very interested to see how, if the leveling is going to be different. So with pistols, it seems like you only like to go to level 1 of 1. So I want to know how that works with, doing camos, doing challenges and stuff like that. Is it just going to be kills? Is it going to be different ways to get kills? If you've got to shoot people in the back, if you've got to shoot them up close, slide in, but then you can't aim while sliding unless you change the settings, which I will get into now in just a moment. But all around, again, another gun that is an amazing for a sidearm. And you can use other guns, but unfortunately you can't use the pilot and you can't use the Joker. They're, again, level 1 of 1, so it would be nice to see whether you have to, camo-wise, do those. But, all in all, you're just going to have to hold, grin and bear it, and hopefully we can find out something. If you go on to the submachine guns, you can use the Fennec 45, which all around again is an amazing gun. It's very fast fire rate, but up close and mid-range, I want to say mid-range, it is all around an amazing gun. In all honesty, I've used it. You can use it in so a lot of people think that you're only allowed to use your custom loadouts. That is not true. Before you go into game, it'll give you the custom loadouts, and if you press R1 on the PlayStation, probably the is it left bumper? Yeah, it'd be left bumper or right bumper for Xbox, and whatever it is for PC. I've never really looked into it, but in all honesty, again, it was one of those type of guns that you can get off default. The same with the 50 caliber sniper rifle, which I've used also. If you've joined me in my live stream, you would have seen that I've used the sniper rifle, the Signal 50, and oh my god, it is one of those guns where I think I'm going to really enjoy getting to gold or diamond, etc., depending on the other guns that they're going to bring in. The marksman rifles, you've got a Lockwood Mark II, which is like an old-fashioned Western gun with the flick-down cock, which is like one of the most iconic Western rifles you could possibly get, which is a lever action. I always over here we always say cock your gun and stuff like that. You forgot to cock it, if you forgot to cock it. But again, you can use that in the default as well as the sniper, and I believe you can also use the Fennec. I know you can. Ooh, excuse me. But no, all in all, I'm really happy with the. It's nice to see the scars come back. It was in my MK1 2019, so that's nice to see that's back. The Gustav 74U, all in all, it's an amazing gun as is. Like it always has been. You didn't really need to do attachments. Other than Cold War, I think this is the only kind of one where you'd have to do attachments for. But other than that, it's all around an amazing gun. I've used the shotguns once or twice, and I tell you what, they're fun. Up close, no one stands a chance, but again, take it with a pinch of salt, because it is close to the beta being buffing everything instead of nerfing. It's all about finding the balance between assault rifles to battle rifles to LMGs to SMGs. Do you know what I mean? So they want to kind of balance those things out. So you've got to take everything in a beta like a pinch of salt. So the marksman rifles, they could be as powerful as the sniper rifles, but when it comes to the actual game release, overall, you're not really going to get the same kind of thing. It's going to be completely different. So next weekend, it's going to be different again. So I believe a little bit of talk about next weekend. Warzone 2 should be coming in, which is next weekend, if I believe. So next weekend we have probably Warzone 2 starting from Thursday, and it sounds like, on the things that I've read and seen, it looks like you cannot do custom loadouts on Warzone 2. And I'm not sure how true this is, but it's like, I think it's only blueprints, and I think a lot of people prefer blueprints, as a lot of people don't really do attachments anymore, because then you've got to try and find what works for you, what works differently, what works better for a gun, and then 9 times out of 10, especially in Warzone, the meta, or the the meta gun is always seems to be a blueprint, so that's why a lot of people are doing Warzone are not really going to be pushing that far to Warzone. But sadly, I won't be here next weekend. I am on holiday, I am away, so I won't be able to do that, and I'm really gutted that I won't be. But again, I was not to know this is going to be this weekend. I am a little bit gutted, don't get me wrong. I could get one of my friends to do the live stream. I could just let him go into the stream, give him my password, etc., and just do it that way. But yeah, it depends if they do it or not, you know? That's the only thing. So then if we go into, and I will talk you through what I meant earlier about settings. So setting-wise, it's very finicky. And when I say very finicky, it's a lot of things to do to get a slide cancelling. So what I want you to do, I want you to go into controller, and you can always copy anything like that. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. So I've always been a massive fan of Black Ops. So traditional aim, slow down near target used in Black Ops games is probably one of my favourites for aim assist types, and I've always run dynamic as it's a reverse S-curve mapping for fine aim rate control. Simple power curve is not as good, but it's good for sticks. But even though a lot of people that got aim assist are on sticks, etc., it's not going to be the same as if you're on mouse and keyboard. And it goes to the same again. I've always been a run and gun type of person, and as you can see here, so how you get slide cancelling is go over to controller. I want you to go down to weapon mount activation, sorry, and it should be on ADS and melee. Put that onto ADS. That's the only thing you need to do. Go over to advanced, and then we want you to come down to here we are. So just underneath tactical sprint behavior, you want to go ground mantle off, automatic airborne mantle off, and automatic ground mantle off. And what these things do, they turn off everything, which then will allow you to do a sprint. And if you aim in, don't press the jump button, because the jump button does not work. So if you are tactical sprinting, or if you're just normal sprinting and you slide, aim in straight away, and you'll cancel that out. There is another way of doing it, is if you run with your sidearm, and then immediately, as you press the slide, press your triangle button to go to your primary, and again, it just locks it straight out, and it looks like it's slide cancelling. I don't know if this is the only thing that could possibly be something that's in the beta maybe, but who knows, you know? But they're the only things that I've done, but I say that's the only things that I've done, actually it's not. As you can see, I've put my horizontal and vertical sticks to high 7. My ADS sensitivity on multiplayer is at 1.30, and the reason for this is I've always been a fast aiming person. At distance I can use the sticks, I'm very careful with the thumbs, so you know, it all depends on your kind of gameplay, if you like it, if you like to go lower, because a lot of people I've seen run 80s to 70s, where I've always been a kind of above 1 to go from there. Then I go down to graphics, and then I put my field of view to 113. And the reason why I put it at 113, it seems to be a sweet spot on consoles. So between 110, 115 seems to be the sweet spot. 120, I do run a monitor. I think my monitor is just a little bit too big to run a 120. I think if it was a little bit smaller, like an inch or two smaller, I think this would be perfect. It's less strain, it's easier on the eyes. And 113 I think is a sweet spot for consoles. So you know, all goes on what it is. And you want the world motion blur off, the weapon motion blur off, because you don't want blur. Like, it's just no. Film grain I've turned completely off. Like, you can see the difference. There's a massive difference, yes, but it all depends on how you feel. Depth of field of view is on. So it simulates the camera lens, out of focus, regions appear blurry. You can, so the left camera is when it's off, and the one on the right is on. The reason why I put it on, this is where a lot of people get confused, and they wonder why. So when you're aiming down sight, everything seems to be crisp. But if it blurs out around you from where you're aiming, it seems to be easier to hit your targets. Because not everything is crisp, so everything stays a little bit blurry. To me, that helps. It might not help for you, it might not help for others, but it helps for me. That's the only reason I do it. And that's pretty much it. Like, the only other thing I do is, everyone knows, I turn my music volume right down. I don't want it blaring. I don't want it going in my ears because it plays in game also. But other than that, that is everything that I've done so far on the beta on the first weekend for PlayStation Early Access. And don't get me wrong, it's been really good. I've really enjoyed it. At first, I was very skeptical. If you went back and watched a couple of my streams, you'll hear me rage, you'll hear me bitch and complain about it. It's not quick enough, you can't use guns that other people are using. There is a way of using these different guns, but in all honesty, where I'm getting ready to go away in the week, I haven't had time to actually look to see if I could get this, the Luckman, and if I could get anything else. But in all honesty, I completely forgot about the default, and I probably could have got them off there, but all in all, very happy. Very happy with like the gameplay itself. And also, if you've played Modern Warfare 2019, you know, you'll find that you can do field upgrade 1 and 2, and you can run them both at the same time, where you press both rear bumpers on your controller, and you can choose either an ammunitions box or you can run dead silence, depending on what you want to run. You know, there's a lot more variety now this time, so you can use anti-armor rounds, you can use a DDoS, and I don't think I've ever actually seen that, which is activates a device that deactivates electronics and disrupts enemy sensors in the immediate area for a short time. Okay. We've got a recon drone also, but it's remote controlled, so I don't know if that would be like any good, because obviously if you've got to do it, but then I've seen a lot of people use the inflatable decoy, and I tell you what, that is funny. 100% funny. You run towards it and they just pop up and people shoot it, it gives you away. A smoke airdrop, that's pretty cool. Munitions box, everyone knows what that is. It's easy, it's effective. Especially if you don't run scavenger, that's definitely one to have. I have used the tactical camera. I'm not a huge fan, because as much as it's good, you're in it. Like, the tactical camera, yes, it's good, but I think it's better if you're with a team. Loadout drop, I'll never use them, because the amount of people that, well, they just, you know, they just take them from you. And the suppression mine, haven't had the chance to use that, and I really wish that we did, because I think that would be really cool. And then you got the battle rage, which, what was that? Experimental stimulant that gives you an adrenaline rush. Health regenerates quickly. Tactical equipment is resisted. And tactical sprint is constantly refreshed. Basically a drug, in all honesty. A portable radar. It's going to be that one where you throw it in it and it throws up in thing. And then obviously with the deployable cover, you got the tactical assertion, trophy system, dead silence, which has not been put in this. It locks at level 30. But you get the field, you know, you get the kind of gist of where I'm going with it. And then your perks. The perks are something that people really need to look into now. So base perks is where these are the things that are constantly active. So when I was running Battle Hardened and I was running Scavenger, it reduces the effect of enemy flash, stun, EMP, gas grenades, and shock sticks, immune to snapshot grenades. And the best thing about this is, if you've played it, or if you haven't played it, the stun grenades and the flashbang grenades seem to last a hell of a long time. I would easily say 3 to 4, even in the high 6 to 7 seconds it lasts. It's a little bit overkill with that. It would be nice to see the time reduced, but then being a flashbang, being a stun grenade, you expect to be discombobulated in that respect. Do you know what I mean? Scavenger, it's just something I've always run. I never run tracker, if I'm honest. I get too fixated on the floor, and then you lose track of where you're going, who you're trying to chase, and then they end up hearing you, turn and kill you quite easily. Extra tactical, everyone knows all that is. You can take an extra tactical. God, excuse me. You can take an extra tactical in, you know, whether it's grenades, stuff like that, and I believe you still can't take in stun grenades and stuff like that, because I think that'd be a bit of overkill. But other than that, it's all good. So when I say everyone needs to take a little bit more notice when it comes to your perks, so your bonus perk and your ultimate perk are not always active. So as you see there, the quick fix is killing players immediately triggers health regeneration. Capturing and holding objectives increase health regeneration rate. And also with Ghost, it's undetectable by UAVs, portable radars and heartbeat sensors. But there is a catch. As you see there, it says just above earned in match. So I've noticed when I've killed people, it comes up with that symbol of quick fix, the stop time and watch with the plus, and it will give you the regeneration rate that you need. When I was taking a point and I killed 2 people while waiting for that point to take, the quick fix automatically just regenerated my health. I got hit a couple of times, automatically saved me. UAV is exactly the same thing. It's all earned in match. It's to stop people from, I believe, to stop people from camping, sitting in corners. As everyone knows, it is so annoying when people just sit back, don't do nothing. And I think it's actually a good thing to do. Like, you got to earn it now. I reckon everything will just be so much easier to do that way. But I know some people will be like, oh, you know, that's not a good way to do it, blah, 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 blah. In my eyes, it kind of is. I can't see it being any other way. But everything's earned. So it's good to see that, you know, things are looking up on the Modern Warfare side. So as you know, claymores, molotovs, throwing knives, C4s, semtex, thermites, proximity mines and frag grenades have been in every card possible. You know, if there's one thing that I like in this is the drill charge. One of my favourite things at the moment is throwing them at people. And when I say throwing them at people, I mean, you see someone in a window, they throw those so hard you don't have to aim so high. And I threw one earlier, it went straight through the window, hit the guy, and what it does, it latches on, drills in, and then explodes. It's kind of like, it's basically a sticky bomb, but it's just so much fun. You hear it drill, you hear it suck into the floor. If you know someone's coming, you could throw it to the floor. By the time they get behind you, bang, dead. And in all fairness, it's fun. So in multiplayer now, we're going to be having heartbeat sensors, snapshot grenades, medical syringe, spotted scope, and I believe the spotted scope is new to this. Spot and mark enemies from a distance. It's quite funny you should do that, because if you press up on the D-pad, I think you can already do that. Whether it's a place where you want players to go, or if you double tap, I believe it says there's an enemy there. So in another way, that's kind of no point in having that. If you've seen someone, just double tap where they are. People will know. Simple. Tear gas, smoke grenade, stun grenade, decoy grenade, shock stick, and a flash grenade. Flash grenade at the minute, if you're going to use it, because I tell you one thing, they will be discombobulated unless they're running battle hardened. They are not going to see you for a long time. Shock stick, I'm a little bit on and off with a shock stick. Only reason being, I've been caught by him a couple of times, and you go into a spasm where your gun will just, you're holding the trigger down, but you're not actually holding it down. But I've killed a couple of people that have thrown one of them, jumped around the corner to take me out, and my hip fire's killed them. So in another way, they're good, but they're not good. If it completely depletes your ammo, it's funny, because you can't reload unless you walk out of that shocking area. But again, if you jump around too soon, then your possibility of getting killed is really high. But that's everything that I need to really speak on. Like, everything that I've used and everything that I've learned. I really cannot wait for this game to come out. And a couple of people have asked me where, you know, are you going to go for camos? It all depends what the camos are going to be like. You know, is it going to be like atomic or dark matter? Is it going to be something you can work to, because I like the challenge, I like different things, I want something to keep me in the game. So I'm hoping, and I'm very, very, very high hoping, that the challenges are not too difficult, but they're a little difficult, just so it challenges you a little bit. But I'm probably not going to use SMGs or assault rifles or LMGs when the game comes out. I'm going to go straight into the deep end. I'm going to use pistols, I'm going to use melee, I'm going to use rocket launchers. I want to get this thing done, but it all depends what the camos you've got to do, because there's a lot of speculation at the minute where camos are going to be a thing of the past. It's going to be a lot of blueprints, it's going to be a lot of different tracer packages, and if that's the way it's going to go, it kind of defeats the object of playing the game to get something unique. It's like when you used to get a nuke, you'd get a calling card, you'd get an emblem, you'd have bragging rights, but now it just seems like when you get a nuke, you just get nothing, you just don't get anything at all. So, we'll all find out in a month's time on October the 28th. I will be live streaming probably that day. I believe it's on a Friday. If it is, you'll see me there. You'll see me live streaming, and you'll see me just going for it. There's probably going to be a lot of bugs. There's going to be a lot of different things going in and out, but it is on a Friday. I will be live streaming that whole weekend going into November, which will be really fun. So that's all I wanted to speak up on, really. I'm going to shoot off. I only wanted to do this quick live stream just so I could get a video out today and just tell you my thoughts on the new Modern Warfare, on the beta. It's really good. 100% is one of those things where you can have a laugh with your friends, you can have a laugh just in general. But I'm really gutted that I'm not going to be here for Warzone 2, but we can always catch up with that another time when the game comes out. As you can see on the top left corner, the beta only has 17 hours left. I might jump on tomorrow, I might give it a live stream, but this is part 3 of the beta stream, and I've been really, really excited to show you all. It would have been 5 parts of the stream, but sadly there was a lot of bugs, there was a lot of hiccups going on in the game. I was getting errors left, right and centre, and it kind of ruined and defeated the object of me streaming. So I thought, you know what, let's not bother. So the last thing, and the only last thing to touch up on at the moment, is the score streaks, well, kill streaks as they are called. So for your first 4 kills you could get a UAV or a bomb drone, and a bomb drone is next level crazy. Basically you just remote control with a little drone and you have a pack of C4 underneath it ready to go bang. And me being me, is I've always preferred to use counter UAV, and it's just a quick and simple little thing. You just press it and away it goes. The cluster mine, have another chance to use that. But by the sense of it, you throw a device that launches and clusters of small mines within the immediate area. That sounds like fun, I'm not gonna lie. And then you get care packages, call it a random kill streak, a care package. Yeah, but then people take it, blah blah blah. Precision airstrike, everyone knows what a precision airstrike is. If you don't, it's pretty simple. All you do is you call in the twin jets for the precision strike along with the best available path. So if you just put it down in one area, they're going to hit that area. If you're standing there, say goodbye to yourself. Cruise missile has probably been around for a very long time. It's been around in the Call of Duty community for a very long time. Back from when I was playing it back in like Black Ops 2 days, where that was probably one of the worst ones you can use, but probably one of the best. And you also have the mortar strike. The mortar strike is where you just do several waves of mortars to attack in a location, which, in fairness, is really good. But I haven't had the chance to use it. But I have gotten the streaks completely full. The SAE is really good. In overall, the whole game, yeah, it's a bit of me. But I've completely 100%ed it now. And we've got to rank 16, but I think it's bugged, only because I cannot use the Wheelson and I cannot use the Luckman 762, which is a little bit of a bummer. I can use it, but we can always use it another time, or when the game fully comes out. So without further ado, I'm going to leave it there, and I'm probably going to just leave it there and probably catch you all probably in the next coming days, or the next coming week, when Vanguard is still a thing. Ooh, one more thing as well. We have a new couple of game modes out as well. So we have Knockout, which is like probably really good. And basically you have no respawns, but your teammates can revive each other. So it's basically last man stands, and it's probably going to be one of the good ones. And you also get prisoner rescue, which again, your team revives are enabled, but you have to win the game, and then not all of you can be dropped. One of you is still alive, you've got to start reviving. And third person mosh pit, I haven't tried it as of yet, but I believe a lot of people have said that it's really, really good. It'd be nice to see what it's like, but it all depends really. I've always looked at it as third person is not my strong point when it comes to Call of Duty. I always prefer first person, but you know, everyone has their own differences and everyone has their own ways of doing things. But other than that, I hope everyone's just enjoyed the live streams over the last couple of weekends, and I hope that you have had an amazing weekend, and I hope to see you all very soon when it comes to the 28th of October, where we all get to play together and we all get to do this game and work our way straight up the ranks. So without further ado, I will catch you all in the next one, which will be in the next coming days or next coming week. Take care everyone, and peace.